Instead of being spoon-fed the narrative and the conversational piece of, hey, do what you're told, I'm going to present a new original idea. Now, these things aren't particularly popular, so I might receive some backlash. I'm well aware of that, prepared for it, and truly don't care. I just want to start it off that way by saying that, again, this is just what happens when you present new and different information. Now, what can I be saying that has me opening the video that way? Well, simply put, turn off game mode if you're a gamer. You don't always need it, and I think that's a conversation we need to have. Now, we're so used to gaming companies always pushing things like auto low latency mode, or we're used to them telling us we just want to always allow ourselves to be in game mode and look for the most responsive input lag possible. But truly, the only type of gamer that needs that are people who are doing competition type things. This will be your ranked online matches and things of that nature, like actual tournaments and whatever. If you are not doing that, you do not need to be in game mode 24/7. And in fact, you would stand from changing that. Now, before you go with a torch and pitchfork into the comment section, understand this. Gaming is about tweaking and tuning your performance and getting the most out of it. We see consoles that now have the option between a quality and performance mode. There's a reason for that, because there's always a type of gamer, and there is a time and place to celebrate each type of gamer. Now, in the world of televisions, this concept is gone completely ignored, and we only consider one type of gamer, the super competitive, I need to always have the lowest input lag type of gamer. That isn't all of us, right? Some of us are just playing Mario Karts on Switch, or Mario Wonder, or we're playing Ratchet and Clank, or Spider-Man 2, and we don't really need the most responsive input lag. For those gamers, I would say, turn off game mode. Here's why. When you turn off these game modes, you have access to a lot of otherwise blocked features that improve picture quality. There's no secret that anytime you want to gain performance, you have to sacrifice quality. This is the case on PC gaming, this is the case on console gaming, and it would surprise you to know that this is also the case on your televisions. So if you do it this way, you're actually going to end up with a way better gaming experience. I have never had a problem gaming in performance mode or even quality mode on my television without being in game mode. And in fact, I've rather preferred the experience so much that for the better part of well over a decade, I have been one of the only people championing just game outside of game mode, because you don't always need it. Now, the beautiful thing of doing this, again, is you'll have people asking questions like, wow, how does your picture look so good? My game mode looks terrible. And this leads me to the other aspect of gaming outside of game mode, and also, again, customize your experience. Don't just do what everybody else does because everybody else does it. What this means is disable that HDR setting. HDR 9 times out of 10, not going to look great on every TV. Not everybody spent the HDR money required to see a massive impact, right? So if you don't go at an HDR experience with the highest dollar amount, like buying a Sony A95L, a Samsung S95B, S90C, something of that nature, you're not going to see that. But not everybody has $1,000, $1,500 to throw at a television, and it gets cumbersome after a while to keep paying those prices. Now, budget brands like TCL and Hisense have made this easier for everybody. However, it's not totally easy to the point where it's a moot issue, or a non-issue, I should say. But the point being, if you turn off HDR, even on these super elite televisions I've tested as high up as the Sony A95L, championed for being the king of all TVs by Value Electronics and a bunch of other AV YouTubers, I'm sure you know this. But if you turn off these game mode settings, you'll start to see a better picture almost immediately, especially once you disable HDR, because, again, you're just giving yourself that extra. Now, HDR versus SDR is an entirely different topic for an entirely different video. I have covered it several times. We're about due for a refresher because, again, with the course of time, people do forget. But I am telling you, it is something you want to turn off, because HDR usually makes everything really green and washed out because they favor what's called accuracy, because, again, computer standards are not human standards. Things start looking a little weird when we start looking at reference accuracy, which is why, again, when you have things like the Samsung S24 Ultra being the most perfect example of nobody wanting an accurate display, right? Where the colors are all washed and dull, customers are complaining left and right and returning their phones because that's not accurate, it's just dull and washed. The industry purists do not understand this, much in the same way they don't understand that there is a time and place to sacrifice quality for performance. It's not every day, and it's not for every single person. You have to know your use case and then go based off of that. This is probably the best tip and thing I could point out to any serious gamer out there, because you are seriously crippling yourself and robbing yourself of some wildly wonderful experiences by just limiting yourself by sticking yourself in game mode, not seeing motion smoothing or the better colors that are associated with different picture modes. That being said, if you have questions about how to go about this, ask me down below and I'll help you the best I can. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.